Hi everyone! So today we're picking up exactly where we left off in my last video, which was about this slat wall organizer that I have in my craft room. I talked about everything from the construction of it, how it was made, the actual specific pieces that I used to organize, and tips and tricks I learned along the way. So today I have some further organizing I need to do. I have a lot of yarn everywhere. I feel like yarn is coming out of my ears at this point. I have this tub of yarn here. I have this bag of yarn. I have this container here. The second slot has a lot of yarn in it. I have yarn in the organizer itself and some tools. So I have these I need to organize. And I also have yarn up there in those containers. I have more of the wire baskets that I like so much, more of these hooks. And so today we're going to be throwing a lot of the yarn into these baskets so I can make more use of the slat wall. I have this item here, this as a test, which I think I'm going to take this off the wall, put it onto this desk, and then kind of sort and shuffle and eventually end up with much more yarn on this wall and much less yarn in these containers. So let's do it. Okay, so I got most of my yarn on this table. I say most, there is still some more yarn over there. I'm definitely overwhelmed. There's a lot here. So I think in thinking about how I wanted to organize this, you can organize yarn in a few different ways. You organize them by fiber, you organize them by yarn weight, you organize them by color. So I'm just trying to think about what's important to me first and then work that way. I definitely want to group together yarn fiber because I feel like that's what I think about first when I think about a project. What composition do I want the product to be, whether that's cotton, wool, or acrylic, which is I think the only ones that I have. Because if I have blends, that's going to make things way more confusing. And then I also have tools that I will have to figure out how to organize. So I think I first want to try to do sort by fiber and then sort by color. And then I feel like for me, weight comes in last for me. So I think whenever I'm overwhelmed with a task, the first thing I tell myself to do is to just pick up one thing at a time. So maybe I'll try that. So I think that for me, this means just whatever I touch, I sort. So let's do that. Also, the other thing that I've kind of figured out is that I'm realizing and looking at this mountain of yarn that I have way more yarn than baskets. I also don't know that all of these could fit up there. I think I will be happy if I had one representative displayed and the rest stored. I don't think I necessarily want to display up here every single thing that I have, because I definitely have repeats. I don't think that I need like both of these up there. So that'll solve also part of the space issue that I have. So look, I picked this up. This one is cotton slub made in Korea. If you watched my other video about my yarn hauls when I went to Asia, you would have seen this. So this is cotton. I will put this here. I know I'm gonna have to rearrange things. Oh, actually, I'm gonna change things up a little bit because I feel like I need this container to store things in. So let's do that first. Put that there. Okay. Actually, then that kind of coincides with this bin here. Look, we're already making progress. This is, oh look, I'm never gonna get anything done if I keep reminiscing about things. This is a Woobles, first thing that I ever crocheted. Well, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but the first like product that I ever crocheted. It's the dinosaur in the Woobles packages, and I will admit, I could do a longer video on this, but I did a blog post on this, which I could link down below, about how the Woobles product did help me learn how to crochet, and it also helped me complete a project, and it did help me build confidence in crocheting. So I keep this one for sure. I have, okay, these drops Flora mix ones. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll stay this way. Okay. So let's see. So I have that one there. I need to make sure I have this one. This one, no label. That sucks. I think it's the same color as this one. I want to put the used ones out here. More drops? Yes. These look the same, but they're not the same color. And then I have this one in here, but it's also paired with this one. So I'm gonna use this one and put it out on display. And I have this red that I was using for this project. This yellow is currently attached to one of the side panels of this project. Also, another video that I made about this baby toy that I'm making. It's a Safari activity cube, but this one is currently attached to this one, so I don't think I can put it in there just yet. I just want to put full scans in there, so we'll keep that. And that one is this one, so I'm going to keep it out of this bin for right now. Also, a repeat red one, and this one, color 1, and this one's color 14, and this one's color 2. I have 3 really similar looking white ones. I feel like to the naked eye you can't tell that these are different, so I'm gonna leave this out. Well, I know, famous last words, right? You think they're the same color and then you actually make something with it and you mix the 2 yarns and they're different colors. I might regret saying that later. Okay, so those were all of my cotton drops ones, and then I have these Friends labeled ones. I think these are from Hobie. Yes, these are from Hobie. Hobie? So we'll do these next because they're cotton also that was in this container that I need. This one is a purple one. I think do I want to split them by, here. I feel like I need to do that. Okay, that's better. Okay, Friends Cotton 8/8. So let's do those. Also, coincidentally, they're in that bin too. So moving this one. These 2 are the same color, so per my rule, that one's gonna get stored and this one's gonna get displayed. And then there is this green one. I think I used these before to make a rainbow blanket. I have no more of those cotton 8x8 ones. So let's look at these next. Oh wait, I missed one. This is a drops. Just put that there. Oh, also drops Flora, but I feel like it's one of these colors. 01, yes, okay, so that one's in there. I have a little bit of this blue and I can feel it. It's the same as these Friends 8x8 ones, so I'm going to store it with those. Okay, and then I have in here, I know I wanted to empty this out, so I think I'll just do this for now. Alright, and now we're swapping. We're going to put these in here. I know, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm putting the yarn in the same groupings as I put in there to help me when I decide to look for more of the same one. So I think, honestly, that was the extent of my cotton yarn. I wish I had more. I don't have enough. Oh, and this one. Hang on. Cotton yarn, right? Goes in the cotton yarn bin. And then the others get stored. Cotton goes here. I might move these around. Okay, you're just gonna go sideways. Okay. Okay, look. Got my cotton bin. Along with these, do I store my project with the yarn? Do I store it separately? I'm still torn. I'm not sure. I had been storing it currently, but you know what? Let's keep this as a in progress bin, and maybe we'll like that. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And I recognize that was probably a nightmare for anybody who is very particular and needs to have labels facing outwards and stuff. That was not it. It's fine. My goal was to just get it in there, and the goal was met. I think I will do this next, which is, again, pick up and put it away. This is acrylic yarn. I bought this one when I was making a Shiba Inu for my sister for Christmas, last Christmas. This is also the same brand and the same fiber type, so acrylic goes here. I don't have a lot of acrylic, to be honest with you. I might break my own rule and just mix it, just for space purposes. I'm also choosing which basket based on the height of the skein, because I feel like these hold pretty well. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put them back to back. The front's definitely a lot easier to see, but I feel like I will know that I have another one back here. So let's do these next, because they look like they can go next to each other. This one is Superwash Merino. This is by Lion Brand, so let's do that. I have a lot of wool, so now I'm gonna have to break down not just fiber type, but also weight and color. Uh-oh, what is this? Is this cotton? I don't think so. Oh, it's wool, okay. Wool. I lost the label on this one, but I'm pretty sure, shoot. Okay, I think this is actually a cotton yarn. from the same party as these. Reminder to keep your labels, everyone. I don't feel like that was my only... I thought I had a lot more of that, like, that Lion Brand yarn. I was horribly mistaken. Oh, the black is in there, but I'm fairly certain I had a mustard color. It was when I made my tiger tee. I don't know if it's buried or if... I'm gonna find it later and not have space for it is my problem. We just lost yarn. I'm sure I had a mustard color of this and I didn't use it all. Okay, we'll find out later. Oh, found it. Found it. This is, I thought I had more left, which is why I wasn't looking for something small like this. Okay, so there you go. Boom. All right, continuing down the wool. The wool, okay, this one is Hawthorne. This one I used for a sweater that I filmed a video with on how to block crochet items. So this one is superwash and polyamide. I'm gonna call it wool. I know it's a blend, but I might have to just put them in here first to sort them and then we'll reorganize. This one is from my Japan trip. Hand-dyed merino wool from Daruma. We're gonna put you here. I know this is really... Okay. Oh, okay. Here's another thing I'm considering. The fact that I have a specific use that I know that I want to make with this. Like, I know the project that I want to use with this yarn. Do I put it on display? Do I store it somewhere where I know I can find it later? Because I don't want to snag it for something and then be like, oh crap, I don't have enough for that shirt I was going to make. I think I'm going to store it aside. I don't want to display it. This one I made into a ball of yarn and... What did I do with the label? I know what it is though. It's this one. Oh, it's right here. It's this one. This is wool, but again, this is one in particular that I know I have a specific project in mind for also. Will you vote for me? I mean, not vote for me. Will you vote for me? I'm not running for president, but I mean, will you vote on whether or not a cake machine is worth it? Because I currently do the balls of yarn thing, but I have an issue where the outsides of the yarn, they slip off a lot. Is it worth it to get a caking machine? I don't know. I kind of don't want one more thing, you know, but if it's worth it. I know this one I am reserving for another project as well. So I think I have to store that in my already reserved yarn. Okay, already reserved for another project yarn. This is that same, I had yarn in my nose. Yarn is everywhere. Yarn fiber up my nose. So this one I think I could display, right? Because I used that one. So now this one goes in here. This one was this. That was this one. But this one is an extra, so I'll throw it here. I still have yarn on my nose. Okay. So I bought 3 of those skeins. This is an extra. This is the 3rd one, so it goes in this bin. Okay, what else? Oh, this one is the other pair of this one that I already stored, so it's also going in the bin. I feel like we're making progress. What else? Okay, and then I have, oh crap. Oh, these were these. Okay, so now I feel like we're oh, hang on. This is for the same color as a top that I'm currently making. I had a little bit left over that I just wound into a ball. I didn't want to use this and then have to, because I was like doing chain work with the crochet top that I was making. I didn't want to have to start a new ball of yarn in the middle of a chain, so I had a little tiny bit of a ball left over. I feel like it's gonna get lost if I put that there. I'm hoping to have enough in this container to support these. Is that a better angle? So that goes there. I think we're gonna store the little tiny extra ball. Okay. Tools. And this one came from that same haul of where I bought these. This is candy floss. This is lace. This is Suri alpaca, which still counts as an animal yarn. So, but isn't it so pretty? I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I know I have to layer it with another piece of yarn. I don't know how I feel about keeping it outside though. Because I feel like it's, I don't know. These are on display, right? You can put them outside. All right, so I'll put them in here. I think I need a section for like rainbow yarn. I just realized. I think my acrylic yarn is in here. And I say that because I just That's why you gotta keep your yarn separate, because I just put my acrylic yarn here. Hang on. Let me double check. So this was cake yarn. Okay, so this was cake yarn that came in all these colors. It's a mandala from Lion Brand, and I had used it for a rainbow as well. So I think I do need to start another one. The way that I have like fibers in the air and they're sticking to my face. The way that these were made, I feel like maybe was the way that I have these stored right now that are kind of like this, and they're just sort of remnants of what I have. I wonder if it would be best to store these in these bins right here because of the fact that they have like, I mean, I think these were honestly meant for storing fruit, but I'm wondering if it would be, because I want to keep, I don't know, is it worth it to keep these together, the ones that were in the same cake together? And I kind of want to do like that. I kind of want to like drop it in like that. I kind of see the rest of these going in there in the same way, getting dropped in there that way. Okay, I'll do that in a second. I need to figure out this first. So here, these need to go back. So this here is my new acrylic station. These are still gonna stay wool. Now here's my problem. This is also wool. Look, I made my own tag. Aren't you proud of me? When I didn't have one, or I threw it away. So this one, I'm gonna do like, maybe like this. I don't love stacking it because then it makes it hard to get to the one on the bottom. I might just have to get my other one. So this one, I have another bin that's the same size. I actually really like that bin. And this is what you're gonna find out when you use like a custom slat wall with baskets that you kind of have to DIY the organization attachments for, because as I was mentioning in the other video about my slat wall, you don't have pre-made attachments because they won't fit on something like this, and you kind of have to make your own. My DIY version is hooks on these baskets. So in doing this, you kind of figure out what size basket you like. These are my dog's necklaces that I get from the groomer sometimes. And I was storing them here, but now I'm picking them out because I need this basket. Okay. I'll find somewhere else for those, but my wool seems to be doubling in scope, so I think I just need another basket for these. And since these are yak, they're not wool, I'm still gonna put them in the animal fibers category though. And since these are extra surplus ones of the ones I already have in here, they're going in my storage bin. And guess what? I'm running out of space in my storage bin. Okay, I might just have to stack high for a second. Okay, actually, since I have these loose yarn, I am going to use that instead and save the current caked ones for that storage place. This one, wait, okay. I feel like we're doing so good. This one was, if you saw my everything I made in May video, you would recognize this one. I haven't frogged it yet. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna frog it. It came out a fail. I'm going to frog it though, so do I put that in my active? I mean, do I just do it right now? Okay, I think I'll do that later. So I think I will frog it and still store it, because there are like whole cakes of yarn within this vest. So, look at who saved the label. This one is in the color denim. This one is in the color sunshine. So we're this far into this one, which now that I think about it, maybe will actually fit in here. Oh, and don't forget I have this one as well from the same brand. I'm pretty confident these are wool, so I'm gonna put this in here and put this one in the storage category. And the last thing I have are these, and these, but I feel like I could clean this up a little bit more. And who knows, I might be able to combine these into these. Will it fit? Okay, yes it did. All right, awesome. These ones are also from my Asia trip. I had mentioned that I didn't love this packaging because I can't tell what's on it. It just says the name of the brand, but I can't tell what the fiber content is. So these might have to be in an extraneous excess one or something. I cannot remember what this fiber content is. I know that this presentation is not the neatest or the prettiest, but I also heard you shouldn't wind them into balls of yarn until you're ready to use them. So I don't want to wind them yet. So I'm going to keep them in the skeins or the cakes that they're in right now. I think my priority is that I can see everything and be able to grab what I need at the time I need it. So in that regard, my goal has been met. I think for these, I will go harder on how to organize them based on color. These. They're also in here. These ones at the top. Okay. So, I'm going on the side for a second. Maybe I do like blues on this side, reds, yellows, purples. Roy G. Biv. Maybe blues are on that side. These are like the tiniest balls. Do you guys use them? Do you save these? The tiniest balls. Okay, these are definitely more scraps down here. I feel like these are pinks and purples, oranges and yellows, and blues and greens. Maybe this is more of a scrap pile. This is left over from the dinosaur. I don't think it's acrylic, but it's okay. We're gonna keep it there. They're just scrap pieces of yarn, honestly, that I don't even know if I would do anything with. And this one is multicolor. Okay, I don't want to touch this one just yet. These are from when I was learning to crochet. I was trying to make a square and it came out of trapezoid. And then I progressed. Oh, I made this. I think this is my first magic ring. And then, yeah, more squares. This one is way more square and less of a trapezoid. And then still a little bit trapezoidish. Okay, I don't think I want to do anything with those. Good for me to learn. Here I have, oh, this is more of that black thread, but this is more like really, really thin thread, which I definitely want to keep. So I might do this here. Oh, forgot these. Okay, I have a lot of blues is what I'm learning. These are from cakes for sure. And I might take the second later to like wind them correctly. If I ever get a winder, but for right now, I feel like I just need to get them out of the packages. Oh. This one had a color change in it. Okay. And this one's likely connected there too. So this one might be a crossover for both. I probably should just choose a side. I'm digging this container though. I'm digging this basket where it has the dividers in it. Okay, so the last thing that's left is, oh, I have tools. Where does tools go? Is it something else? I'm just gonna put them in here for now. So at least I know where to find them when I need them, you know? The last item I have here, these are the Stitch Soak Scrub yarns that I've made a couple of things with. Definitely catch up on those videos too. I am just not sure if I keep them in here because they're very nicely organized here. I think they fit fine where they are. How are we looking? My last one is to put these away. Hey, I'm back. I took a quick break because I realized my stomach was making noise because I didn't eat. So as a reminder, as you are also organizing your yarn, stop and eat. And don't do what I did, which was just not eat. Okay, where we are right now, let's recap. This organizer divided up into thirds has a lot of my remnants in it, the last remaining pieces of yarn, like mostly acrylic yarn, very colorful yarn. I have this one that is my cotton yarn, and then I have a bunch of wool yarns in that container as well. Those are not the final resting places for those. I just needed to get it off my desk. I also had an oh crap moment because I am worried that these being on display like this will get dusty. And one of the benefits of having them in closed containers is that they don't get dusty. So I was thinking, do I do a combination of display and put them in plastic bags? I'm not sure yet. My primary goal was to get them out of the storage and into display so I can see them. So I'm hoping I don't regret this. I think my point, I guess the goal would be then to like make sure you use your yarn, right? Does anybody else face this problem? So the last thing I want to do is to, well, I have two things left to do, I think. Well, this I'm gonna put aside because I know I just need to sort the items within it, and then I need to frog this vest and then close that up, which will be easy. The other thing I want to do though is work on, I don't remember what this one was, I'm just gonna put it here and research it later. I had mentioned earlier that I had some works in progress and I didn't know what to do with them. I think that is what I'll use this one for, because I don't currently have, and maybe I'll switch this up later, I don't currently have like a work in progress basket, which maybe I need one, but I find myself going to this yarn wall every time I reach for more yarn anyway, so I'm thinking it'd be a natural move for me to put my works in progress there. So I'm going to carry these over to here. Oh, you see that? Is a feature of this basket. This was very DIY, by the way. You could, this one came completely folded. It came in a flat package. So you snap it together, and these, the dividers, you can actually place them wherever you want, which is really cool. So maybe I want more room for my next project that's gonna go in this one. I'm gonna put Dino here. And I have a little bit of fluff, which I'll keep here because that's filled with the fluff. I have a deadline for this Safari activity cube, so this one you should see cleared up within the next month. I know which one I want to put in here. This bin has a few things in it. One of them being my yarn due to work in progress. It had been kind of a catch-all. It had a lot of the yarn that you see up there, or rather that you don't see up there, in it. So my incentive was to clear this tub of yarn because my dog kept getting into it. So I don't know, I think my long-term goal might be to clear this tub. Also, in case you're wondering why my dog keeps getting into this, I lost the lid. I just need stuff that is very not enticing to him to put in there. So I have, what my goal in here is to put these granny squares. These are flower granny squares. They are eventually going to compose either a vest or a sweater, depending on how many granny squares I have. But I am currently in the process of making all these granny squares. The deadline for these, definitely a little bit longer, because it's hard to think about making a sweater right now while we're dealing with hurricanes and heat waves. So, but eventually I'll have enough. I think I need to make like a lot of these. And this is also where the yarn comes in, where I would store it here. So I'm keeping them kind of together because I don't know exactly how many I need to make. So I'm trying to keep it within reaching distance of each other. Okay, so what I just did was I widened this middle set piece so I could try, hopefully, to fit the current granny squares and the balls of yarn at the same time, because I was having trouble doing both. These, I don't know why, they remind me of Frida Kahlo. I feel like these are very Frida Kahlo, the red ones. This is where I was saying earlier with the other of the Super Merino. I had the green one, the mustard one, and the black one. I was using it for this. This one is here. I know, I'm committing cardinal sin. I'm mixing yarns. I think these are cotton and this is wool, so it's okay. It's just for me. I think we'll go there. Okay, I think we're looking good, you guys. All right, this is where we are. Now what I want to do is really think about how I want these to appear on the wall. I'm definitely going to swap around a few things. So I think pretty much, since this is paper crafting shelf, this is fabric, I think we'll go fabric to yarn to paper. And in that sense, I need to move some items around. So I'm thinking that this here becomes yarn. This is paper crafting, so I need to move it to this side. So this is where I've landed. Here, let me actually zoom out so you can see. I didn't film too much of the process of it because it was honestly not too exciting. It was a lot of putting things down, putting them on the wall, stepping back, taking a look at it, and doing that all over again. But this is where I landed. I have over on this side of the wall, I moved the paper crafting supplies over here. I have placed the yarn all in the middle here. I had to really think about how high or low to put this because, as I had mentioned, things that are on this bottom pile, on this bottom row, tend to get lost. They tend to grow legs and walk away. So I don't know if this is the right height for it. I hope it is because, to be honest with you, it was a little bit of a pain. And I will specifically mention, for those of you who came from the video where I was talking about the slat wall and the organizer and the DIY aspect of it, the ones that I had held on, the baskets that were held on with these S hooks, were a pain to move. So I converted as much as I could to the J hooks with the flat tops. Those were so much easier to move around compared to these. These just kept getting like stuck in between the slats. It just wasn't a very pleasant experience. These were so much better. These are much better for doing things like hanging scissors and stuff, like doing one-off hanging items. And then moving to this side of the room, I had kept so much of this the same. I actually didn't move any of it. Though this has both paper crafting and sewing, it's fine. I'll keep them together because they're the same size. They take up the same amount of space in the same basket. So I keep this there. Up here, I have my my thread, my sewing spools, my sewing thread spools. I moved that one over a little bit to accommodate for the space I was using for the yarn. I actually didn't use up as much space at the top as I thought I would. So I went ahead and added back my dog's necklaces because it looked a little bare otherwise. So here's the final look. Let's look at what we used, and rather didn't use. I am going to go ahead and return these two from Amazon. These were the small baskets where this guy is, the one with the cotton yarns in them. That's this guy. I had ended up only using one of them. I thought I'd use more, but I only used one. And then I didn't even touch this one. I thought this would be a good one to put the smaller yarns in, but I just feel like it's too small for what I have, so I didn't use these at all. So I think I'm gonna return both of these. And then I have one item left over, but it came as a 2-pack. This one. This one's that medium one. This one has this, that one, and this one in it. But it came as a 2-pack, so now I have one extra one for later. All that's left to do is to organize this basket I have here. I have to frog this one. Kind of organize these so they fit nicely into the container. So now that I have my ones on display, these are the extra ones that I have for storage. And that's that. So I think with my goal being met of most of my yarn, or at least one of each yarn being up on display on this wall and the rest of them being in storage, my goal was met for how I wanted to organize my yarn. Let me know if you have any tips, if you've seen anything that you think could help me organize my yarn in a way that could be more helpful. Also, if you had any tips about the whole how dusty do they get thing, that would help make me feel a little bit better. But otherwise, let me know how you like this video. If you'd like to see more content like this about organizing, about crocheting, knitting, sewing, paper crafting, dogs, whatever you think might interest you, let me know. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.